The very fabric of professional wrestling seemed to pause in collective anticipation when World Wrestling Entertainment made the monumental announcement. John Cena, a 17-time world champion and the global avatar of hustle, loyalty, and respect for a generation, would compete in his final match at Saturday night's main event XLI. This was not merely the conclusion of a career, it was the sunset of a defining era. Initial fan expectations of a nostalgic, celebratory tribute were abruptly reshaped into one of the most passionately debated and emotionally charged narratives in recent WWE memory. This shift in tone had a single, powerful source: the identity of Cena's final opponent. It would not be a familiar rival from his past, but the ring general, Gunther, a performer whose philosophy of austere discipline, technical mastery, and unflinching physicality represents the stark, modern evolution of sports entertainment. His ominous presence on the card instantly reframed the event. Cena's farewell was no longer a sentimental victory lap. It was now a high-stakes, legacy-defining confrontation, a final audit of greatness against the standard-bearer of the new guard. In the weeks that followed, the wrestling world was engulfed in a maelstrom of speculation. Social media platforms became battlegrounds for debate, while forums lit up with predictions and poignant tributes flowed in from legends, peers, and fans alike. This pervasive discourse elevated the match beyond a simple athletic contest. The build-up meticulously framed it as a historic crossroads, a poignant intersection where the past would formally greet the future. Audiences across the globe prepared to witness the event with dual purpose: to collectively reminisce over Cena's unparalleled career, and to scrutinize how WWE would architect its forthcoming chapter through the man chosen to stand opposite him in this pivotal moment. The stage for this convergence was set on the evening of December 13, 2025, within the storied confines of the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. The city, long associated with pivotal moments and transitions of power, provided a fitting backdrop. The atmosphere transcended that of a typical premium live event. It was thick with the gravity of impending history. This was the definitive end of John Cena's 26-year odyssey in a WWE ring. His final adversary was not selected arbitrarily, but earned through a grueling tournament aptly titled, The Last Time Is Now, which saw the roster's elite compete for the singular honor of facing the legend. It was Gunther who emerged triumphant, cementing his status by defeating LA Knight in the finals, a victory that positioned him not just as a worthy opponent, but as the anointed representative of what lies ahead. Throughout his farewell tour, every one of Cena's appearances had been laden with profound meaning, as he revisited rivalries with iconic figures like Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar. Yet, his clash with Gunther stood categorically apart. Where those matches reflected on a storied past, the confrontation with Gunther was a direct engagement with the future. A former world heavyweight champion and the most dominant intercontinental champion in history, Gunther embodies an ethos of relentless, no-frills excellence. For Cena, this match represented the ultimate opportunity to pour the entirety of his remaining passion and resilience into the performance, a final gift to the fans who had journeyed with him. The core narrative, therefore, was never rooted in mere victory or defeat. It was a powerful study in mutual respect, a collision between two distinct wrestling ideologies, two different generations, and two forms of excellence meeting in a singular, emotionally charged spectacle. When the arena lights finally dimmed, the visceral reaction to Cena's entrance was a thunderous wave of gratitude and memory, a sound that carried the weight of 2.5 decades of iconic moments. In stark contrast, Gunther's arrival was a study in chilling, focused intensity. What ensued was far from a ceremonial exhibition. It was a demanding, physically punishing contest that unfolded with the dramatic cadence of a classic rivalry. Cena drew upon the deep well of resilience that cemented his legend, absorbing tremendous punishment and fighting from beneath in a manner that felt uniquely authentic. Gunther countered with a methodical, devastating assault, his trademark chops echoing through the arena, his technical prowess applied with surgical precision to dismantle the icon. The match flowed with a gripping ebb and tide, each near fall suspending the audience in a state of raw, emotional suspense, every 2 count feeling like a potential conclusion to an era. In the climactic sequence, after a breathtaking exchange of reversals, Cena summoned one final surge of energy to execute his legendary attitude adjustment, securing the pinfall victory. The arena erupted in cathartic release, celebrating a clean, definitive triumph that honored his career on its own merits. Yet, the most indelible image was forged after the final bell. As the celebration began, a weary but respectful Gunther rose to his feet. In a gesture of immense symbolic weight, he lifted Cena's arm high into the air. This was the true passing of the torch, a silent, profound acknowledgement from the new paradigm to the departing legend. The crowd's response swelled into a new chorus of appreciation, understanding they were witnessing a ritual of transition. John Cena's career concludes as perhaps the most impactful in WWE annals, a tapestry woven from record-breaking accolades, cultural transcendence, and an unwavering connection with the audience. His final victory served as a fitting capstone to a mythos built on perseverance. For Gunther, the loss was not a diminishment but an elevation. By sharing this hallowed stage and demonstrating supreme respect in its aftermath, his stature was irrevocably enhanced, proving his readiness to carry the mantle forward. In the ensuing hours, the digital world overflowed with tributes and analysis, while behind the curtain, fellow superstars lined the corridors to offer their applause, a rare show of universal respect. WWE's official video package masterfully wove Cena's journey from hungry rookie to global icon, culminating in this final, defining stand. With the curtain now closed on John Cena's in-ring saga, WWE consciously strides into its next epic. This event was more than mere entertainment, it was a moment of collective closure, profound gratitude, and generational unity. Gunther raising Cena's hand was more than a sportsmanlike gesture, it was the respectful nod of a successor, a recognition of an immortal legacy, and the clear, unambiguous signal that the future of wrestling has decisively arrived.